How's it going, guys? My name is LongBarrel and welcome to a new segment of how to be a better CSGO player. Today we'll be talking about a simple but important role in CSGO which every person has experienced at least once while playing this game. This is how to be a better entry fragger. The role of an entry fragger is a very important role in CSGO. Their job is to be the first one in a push without any hesitation. Professional teams rely on entry fraggers to make the opening kill whilst executing for a site take. This role is super challenging and it often leads to a very quick death, but successful entries are very rewarding and can win you the round single-handedly. This role is not for the weak, so to know what you're getting yourself into, you must make sure you have what it takes to be a good entry fragger. Entry fraggers cannot possess selfish qualities. To be a better entry fragger, you must lose the idea of playing for yourself and start taking on the idea of playing for your team. If you stop caring about your stats and instead focus on winning the round, you'd be making the first step to becoming a better entry fragger. Entry fraggers must not hesitate when it's time for them to make the entry. You shouldn't care that you're blind or you're getting shot. As an entry fragger, your job is to be the first one in and try to get an opening kill for your team. Hesitation on a push can slow your whole team down and even lose you the round entirely. Confidence is key when it comes to entry fragging. You must have confidence in yourself to make the entry and confidence in your team to trade you should you go down. Lack of confidence leads to hesitation, which leads to many other negative aspects that can affect your performance. Last but not least, good entry fraggers cannot be ill-tempered, meaning easily angered. There will be moments where your team will fail you, your aim will fail you, the game will fail you. No matter what happens, you must stay composed and relay the information to your team without any negativity. After which, you're free to do whatever you want as long as you're not talking in game. On top of personal qualities, good entry fraggers must have good aim, great knowledge of common spots, fast reactions, and most importantly, good communication. It's important to maintain these skills by creating a practice routine which will target those skills specifically. To know how to entry frag, you must be familiar with the common spots around each map. You see, entry fragging is most efficient when you pre-aim each angle and check them one by one for potential enemies. While browsing the CSGO subreddit, I found the perfect way to practice this skill. A user by the name Uberkrang has created entry fragging scripts for almost every map in the competitive map pool. Unfortunately, as of right now, Nuke and Train were not added to the scripts, but I will talk more about them later. Don't worry, all these scripts are legal and are 100% safe to use. In the description, you will find all the necessary links to Uberkrang's creation. The first link will be a Google Drive link to download all of the scripts. Simply select them all, right click on one of them and select download, and it will give you a zip file with all of the CFG files inside. To install the scripts, go to C, Program Files x86, Steam, Steam Apps, Common, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, CSGO, and CFG, and drag and drop the contents of the zip file into your CFG folder. Once done, simply open CSGO and start a casual bots match with harmless bots on any map you wish to practice your entry fragging. From here, you'll want to join the T side. Open your console and type bot_kick. Once done, type exec entry underscore followed by the map you just loaded. Once the script has been activated, execute the script again to make sure there are 10 bots present on the map. Before we begin, type in console aim help to familiarize yourself with each bind and what it does. As you can see, binds 8, 9, and 0 at the top of your keyboard are for prepping the bots, and your numpad binds 9, 8, 7, and so forth are for activating locations. To begin, we have to make sure that each bot is tracking you so that each entry feels as real as possible. Skipping this step will leave all the bots facing one direction, which will in effect mess up the head positioning of the bots. In this order, press 8, 9, and 0 on your keyboard. Once the bots have stopped, walk side to side to make sure that each bot is tracking you. If one of them isn't, simply press 8, 9, and 0 again to reset them. Once every bot is tracking your position, now it's time to get practicing. Using your numpad key, select the location you wish to practice with its corresponding key. Use command aim help to bring up the directory of the locations. Once you're in the location you wish to be, start the entry frag process by attacking the location, making sure to clear each and every common spot. The bots are there to help you familiarize yourself with each common position and to help you line up your crosshair to pre-aim those positions. The minimap is there to further help you understand the common spots. If you missed a bot, look at the minimap for the bot's location. Once every bot is dead, unfortunately you will have to repeat the tracking process once again to move on to the next location or try the same location again. You'll want to keep practicing this over and over again, and with each time try to do it quicker and quicker. Clear each and every angle as fast as possible. Now obviously it's impossible to cover each and every common spot with a bot, that's why you should still check every corner even if there's no bot there. As you practice, keep in mind your position as well. Try not to expose yourself to more than one angle at a time. Think of the best possible approach to keep yourself as least exposed as possible. Consider using weapons such as the M4, AWP, SMGs, and eco weapons. Although you'll most likely do the majority of your entries with an AK, it's still a good idea to practice with other weapons. This is also a good opportunity to practice your nades and mollies. Nade and molly the bots' positions to get into a habit of clearing those positions. This will also allow you to get to practice your positioning while you're throwing the grenades so you don't end up exposing yourself while in a real match. Take the time to try each and every location on each and every map. Take as much time as possible to practice using these scripts, especially on the maps that you're not very familiar with. You should get to a point where you would be comfortable making those kind of entries in a live match. Earlier I mentioned that Train and Nuke aren't available in the set of scripts. If you really want to practice those maps, I have left a link to a Reddit post with similar entry fragging scripts that contain all of the active duty maps. The reason why I didn't just pick those scripts to use is because I personally feel like Ubercrank scripts are a lot more detailed and more time was put into them. Now, even if you choose to use other scripts, know that you'll have to figure them out on your own, but I still recommend trying at least the Nuke and the Train maps. There's only so much training you can do with bots, after which it will become useless as you're not playing against real people. You can actually do a similar style of entry frag practice using a friend or two. For this, grab 1 or 2 friends, preferably 2, and load a map that you wish to practice. Make them take common positions and locations from the scripts and start making entry frags. With actual human opponents, you can tell them to be unpredictable, passive, aggressive, to peek, to shoot back, etc. There's so much things you can do with people that you can't possibly do with bots. Grenades are one of those things. You can tell your friends to use grenades to simulate real match situations. At the same time, you can use grenades for your benefit as well. Take this opportunity to practice entry fragging with the support of a pop flash. Pop flashes are a great way to gain an advantage over your enemy, so why not practice this while you can? At the same time, you and your friend can take turns being the first entry and the second entry. Second entry fraggers are really important as it's their job to trade the frag should the first entry go down. And if he does, they automatically become the main entry for the remainder of the push. Using friends is a really great way to practice as it gets everyone involved and benefits each person equally. Doing this every now and then can immensely help out your skill. On top of practicing their entry skills, great entry fraggers must make sure to always maintain their individual skills such as aim and movement. There are many different ways to keep those skills in check. Some of the most common ways is to play free-for-all deathmatch, various practice maps, 1v1 servers, retake servers, or even just constantly playing pugs. A couple of relatable subjects you guys can check out are my tutorials on being a better pistol player and being a better rifler. I really recommend checking those videos out as I really feel they can help you out with becoming a better entry fragger. If you wish to check them out, the links will be in the description or click on the screen to be redirected. Alright, so we've covered practice. Now all that's left is to apply those skills in game. Applying the skills you just learned will ensure you have a successful entry each time. A successful entry is anything that results in your team taking control, even if you end up going down. Here are some tips to focus on as an entry fragger to make sure your entries are successful. First things first, at the very beginning of the game, you always want to let your team know that you'll do the entry fragging. If your team knows that they have a designated entry fragger, it will take the pressure off of everyone as no one will be baiting each other to not go first. Only entry if you're 100% sure that there's a teammate behind you. Running in by yourself is not beneficial for you or your team. Look back to see who's following you and make damn sure that they'll be right behind you as you enter. Commit. An entry fragger should never back out of a push once committed to it. For example, if your team agreed to push B and there's a smoke in tunnels, unless it was called to back off, don't back off of a push. Stopping during a push can block your team and get them all killed. This will cause them to lose faith in you, so the next time you entry, they'll let you run out with no support. Visualize the map. Try to get as much information as possible before entering a site. Gather every piece of information possible, such as how many are on site, what guns they have, do they have a lot of utilities, their possible locations. All of these things you should be thinking about before making an entry. The more information you have, the more focused you'll be. Have faith in your team. Having faith in your team will ensure you can focus on just your own skill and nothing else. For example, try not to take 2 battles at once. Take 1 battle at a time and pray that your team can take care of the other one. Also, as an entry fragger, you shouldn't be concerned with surviving. Trust your teammates to trade you should you go down, and don't get mad at them if you do. Communicate. Always talk to your team about what you want to do and what you want them to do. Ask for flashes, smokes, nades, mollies. Tell them who your target is and which target you want them to take. Always let them know if you're ready and make sure that they are ready as well. Once you make the push, try to communicate on the go, relaying as much information as possible. And if you die, let them know where you died from. As always, stay composed and don't get angry. Keep the comms clear and free from bullshit. Last but not least, before you even make the entry, be prepared to sacrifice your life for the greater good of your team. Literally have no expectations before you commit to save yourself the disappointment. I'm not saying don't try to make an impact, I'm saying that you have to accept the fact that you'll probably die. Doing so will make sure that you're at peace with yourself and your team, which will prevent you from going on tilt for the rest of the game. In my eyes, entry fragging is an art. You must respect it and understand it in order to pull the benefits out of it. I hope that you were able to learn something from this tutorial, and I wish you the best of luck in exploring your own skill to becoming a better entry fragger. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, please share and click that like button. Follow me on Twitter, the link will be down in the description. Mine has been LongBarrel, and remember, be water, my friends.